You are the master of your intent. Your partner, your wife, your child, whoever you're talking to, is the master of your impact. I'm Lesli Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And, one of the things I had to learn when I started in working as a therapist, as a counselor, as a marriage coach, is to pay attention to how what I said was received. There were lots of times when clients would come in and they would say, last time you said XYZ. And I would go, oh my God, that's what they took away from what I said. It wasn't what I meant. But when I was able to stop and take a moment, I could understand how they got to their perception of what I said from the actual words I said. And so one of the things that I've taught myself to do when I work with clients is I will make a statement, or I will offer a training, or I will offer a piece of education, and I will ask, does that make sense? Because I know what I mean to say. And in my head, it comes out crystal clear. But it doesn't always land that way because people have their own lenses, their own way of interpreting things. And this happens between you and your partner all the time. I had worked with a couple many years ago, and she was going away on vacation with her girlfriends, and they were not in a good place. And what he said to her was, I don't want you to go. What she heard was he was forbidding her from going. What he meant was, I'm going to miss you. Now, would it have been better if he had actually said those words, I'm going to miss you? Yes. His meaning probably would have been better understood. But you could actually take away both meanings from, I don't want you to go. Now, it really does help to try to be as clear and specific about what we want to say before we say it. Sometimes that doesn't happen, or sometimes we actually think we have been clear, but it gets received in a whole different way, which is why when I'm working with my clients and one person says, well, you said this, and the other one goes, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Unless you have some sort of objective recording of this, you're never going to resolve that argument, because what one person says is not necessarily what the other person hears. This is where miscommunication comes in. This is where a lot of relationships go off the rails, and it's not, it's not helpful. Common, not helpful. So when I heard that statement, and by the way, that statement came from a coworker of my husband's, you are the master of your intent. They are the master of your impact. And if your words land in a way that wasn't intended, or worse, actually ended up being hurtful, it's important to acknowledge the impact. Now, again, the impact of your words is not necessarily what you meant, but that's what you have to deal with. And trying to tell somebody that they misunderstood, or they shouldn't be hurt, or you didn't mean that, all very natural things to do, just not productive things to do. The first thing to do is you can ask for clarification about, I'm curious, how did those words, or how did what I was trying to say get interpreted or get heard? Not why did you hear it this way, but how did it get heard this way? That will give you information about your partner. But a lot of it is the first place we have to start is with our impact. And I know that can be tough. And if you want some help with that, I'm more than happy to talk with you about it. I invite you to schedule a free discovery call with me. You can put a direct message. You could direct message me. You can put a note down in the comments below. You can contact me by email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com. But here's the thing. The more miscommunications we have, the more misunderstandings, the more hurt feelings, the more repair work needs to be done. So learning how to, as clearly as you can, and sometimes you're going to get it wrong, and that's okay, convey what it is you want to say, the better your relationship is going to be. So hopefully you found that helpful. And if you find these lives useful, I recommend, or I ask that you subscribe to the channel and share them with your partner, with your friends, with anybody who you think might find them helpful. And until next week, stay loving.